Hello and welcome to the walking talking topic on area and perimeter, question number 4 with me, Mr. Barton. Now the challenge level has really been upped with this question, but it's a lovely question. Let's have a read of it. A company is making cylinders to package plastic rods. Each cylinder is made using a rectangular piece of card, there it is there, and 2 circular pieces of metal. The net of one of these cylinders is shown below. So you've got to imagine this is a cylinder that's, when it's kind of been opened up, this is your net. So that rectangular piece is going to fold round and you're going to have a circle at one end and a circle at the other end, like a tube of Smarties. The radius of each of the circular ends is 10, as has been marked there. The cylinder is of length 2 meters. Taking pi as 3.14, calculate the area of the rectangular piece of the card. Well, as soon as I see area of a rectangle, I'm laughing because I know it. Base times by height. Problem is, I don't know what my height is. And this is where you've got to switch your brain on a little bit. What else does that height represent? Well, if you imagine folding up this rectangular piece of card, so kind of getting it... In fact, let's get a live demonstration on the go here. If I were to fold up this sheet of paper and I wanted circular ends at either side, well, hopefully you can see here that as I fold it round, here we go, hopefully you can kind of see this, the length of this paper is simply the circumference of the circle at either end. So if I can work out the circumference of my circle, then I'm going to get this length of this paper going along here. And that was a kind of impromptu visual demonstration. I'm happy with that. So the length of this bit is simply the circumference of that circle. And again, check it out with your paper that you've got. Just fold it up and you'll see what I mean. So let's get the circumference of the circle. What's the formula for circumference? Circumference equals pi times by diameter. Well, my radius of my circle is 10, so my diameter of my circle must be double that, which is 20. Okay, let's get that. So that's pi times by 20. Let's reach for our calculator. So I'm going to get my pi button, which is just down here. So I'm going to hit shift pi times by 20, and that's going to tell me it's 20 pi. Press my little SD button, 62.831 dot. 8, it'd help if I could put 3's down. 831 dot. So I'm then going to say circumference equals, I'll put a height of rectangle. And the reason I'm doing that is both to remind myself and the examiner that I know what I'm doing here. So my area of my rectangle is going to be equal to base times by my height. Now, one extra thing I've got to be very careful with here is all about the units. So that bit's in meters, and this bit, as I should have written down there, is centimeters, because I was dealing with a 10 centimeter radius and a 20 centimeter diameter. And it's given me a little warning here, state the units of my answer. So I've either got to change that into meters or that into centimeters. Well, I don't know about you, but I think it's probably easier to turn that into centimeters. So I'm going to say it's got a base of 200 centimeters and it's got a height of 62.831 centimeters. So times them together. And the nice bit about that is, look, that's already sat on my calculator there. So let's times in by 200, press equals, I get 400 pi. In fact, I'll just write, 4,000 pi. I'll just write that down, so that's quite a nice number. But I'm going to press my SD button. 12,566.37, and I've got to give my units of my answer. Well, it's all in centimeters, so that's going to be centimeters squared. Now, there was a fair bit of work to do there, but look, you get yourself 5 marks for that, and that all comes from this insight of realizing that when you've got a cylinder, if you wrap it round a circle, then you get the circumference of that circle must be the length of that rectangular piece of card. There we go.